Hey everyone, my name is Jamie Lee. Welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for watching this video today. Now today we are back with another Knix review and haul, this time specifically looking at a couple of their newest innovations, including their new PerfectCut Shapewear, which is the world's first fully customizable shapewear. Very excited to get into that, and I also have some of their new SculptRib Bodysuits and t-shirts, along with a new bra and undie set with one of their newest colorways. We have a ton of stuff to look at today. I'm hoping to try and get through as much of it as quick as possible because I know your time is valuable, but I also want you to have all of the information to know if these things might be right for you or not. First, like always, I do want to disclose that I am a Knix ambassador, which means that they do send me free products for the purposes of creating truthful and unbiased, honest reviews to help people like you decide which of their pieces you might be interested in trying or not. I'm under no obligation to only say nice things, and this also means that there will be a discount code for you down in the description box for you to save some money off of your order if you do want to try anything from Knix. I will also be sure to link the specific things I'm wearing in this video, along with what size I got and what color I'm wearing it in, down in the description box. You can find all of that information down there. I'll also use chapters on this video, so if you're just interested in the SculptRib, in the new colorways, in the shapewear, you can kind of skip around as needed. With that, we have a ton of stuff to look at, so let's just hop right into it with the PerfectCut Shapewear. So I have the shaper on under, of course, the Skim Soft Lounge dress, the dress that needs shaper under it to look this good, and I do feel like it looks very good with this Knix shaper on underneath. But let's take off the dress. We will put it back on and do some comparisons later, but for now, let's take it off and look at the shapewear itself. Now, Knix has dabbled into shapewear before, and previously I had tried a pair of the shapewear shorts and I didn't love them. However, these are said to be new and improved, so we will try all three of these on and see how they work. But these are the different styles of the new PerfectCut customizable shapewear. They have bodysuits that are either thong, which is what I have, or a full brief version. Both of those have a customizable back, so you can cut the back to be lower if needed, and we will look at that together. Customizable shorts, this is the leak-proof version, but they also have a non-leak-proof version, and these can be cut shorter at the legs to a couple of different lengths as needed. And then they have the mid-thigh open bust bodysuit. This one can be adjusted both at the legs and at the back. It can be cut shorter, and of course it has an open bust so you can wear whatever bra you want. So those are the different styles that they released. Now, I had already posted a short little my first impressions review of these on TikTok earlier this week, and the first question that I got asked on that video, why? What's the point of it being customizable? And the founder of Knix did post a whole video about this on their Instagram if you're interested in seeing like her full why she made this. She was buying expensive shapewear like a Spanx or a Skims, cutting it because maybe she had a high slit in one leg. So she's cutting one leg off, but those shapewear bodysuits are not meant to have one whole leg cut off. So she would cut it off through the night, it would end up ripping and like getting really frayed, and when she took it off, it would destroy the shapewear because where she had cut it was really weak and fragile now. So she basically was turning these supposedly used multiple time bodysuits into a one-time use thing anyways, and it was really expensive and she was getting really annoyed and frustrated. So she came up with the idea, what if we made it so that you could just cut it and customize it and it would stay like that? So I have just flipped the thong style bodysuit inside out so that you can really see what it looks like inside. So you can see at the back here, there are a couple different raised sections. Each of those sections, you can cut to it and it will not fray below. So as an example, you can see I have already cut a chunk off of this one, and I will insert that little piece of footage right here. But I cut this whole portion off, and you can see inside of there, it opens right up. Below where I have cut off, there is an extra seam. So as long as you don't cut into that seam, it's never going to fray. It's just going to stay at this length now. And for this bodysuit, like I only cut it one time, so I didn't even cut it particularly low. It can be cut significantly lower than that to be a very low back bodysuit versus this is what we started with. So it's definitely very interesting. It's also something that like not everybody is going to care about the customizable aspect of of it, and I fully 100% get that. When I was looking at what types of dresses I had, I didn't even really have a dress that I needed the customizable aspect. Like for me, having one thong and one pair of shorts type shapewear pretty much works for any outfit that I would be using them for. Occasionally there are times when something like this, the shorts are too long. That's when I would usually just wear a thong style shapewear. However, I do think if you're somebody that wears a lot of things that are like slit, more asymmetrical, so one side is going to be shorter than the other, I can see that this could be very useful. I also think someday, God forbid I buy a dress that has a super low back or something, I now have shapewear that can work for that, but can also work for other outfits. So I do think that it's cool. I do think that it's very interesting. I think it's innovative. I don't know if that's going to matter for everyone and if everybody is going to be as excited about it as the owner of the brand. And that's okay. But I still did want to explain how that works in case that is something that you would be interested in. And once again, they do have a brief, a thong, and a shorts version. I think something else that's interesting about this shapewear, if you look at the Skims shapewear section of their website, they have to have all of these different styles. Knix now just has to have one style of each, which is cheaper for manufacturing. They're not going to have as many wasted units, and you can still ultimately get the same effect as having all of those different choices. So I think that it's very cool. I do think that it's a little bit situational that you would actually need to customize it. Now, in terms of actual how does the shapewear work, how does it hold up, I have reviewed so many different shapewears on this channel at this point. I think that these ones are pretty good. I have had ones that I absolutely love, and I think the biggest reason why I really love them is their comfort. I would not consider these ones to be quite as comfortable or quite as easy to put on. These ones are definitely a much thicker material versus being something stretchier, which means that to put them on, it is quite tricky, especially to get them over your bum. That also means that I sized up to a large in these because I knew that they were going to be very difficult to put on based on prior experience with Knix shapewear. If you're used to like a Skims or a Spanx, this is similar. Like it's that very thick fabric. It does stretch, but it has a limited stretch to try and really like hold you in and give you a good amount of compression. So it is tricky to get on and off. If you have any problems with like mobility in your hands or strength in your hands or your wrists, these are not the brands that I would recommend. I would recommend the ShaperX brand on Amazon. Very stretchy, easy to pull open and easy to get on and off versus these. Now, in terms of measurements, you know, every time we do shapewear, we've got to do the before and after measurements. I was measuring around 33 inches this morning, and I am sitting close to 30 inches right now, which is close to 3 inches taken off, which is excellent. Very good amount of shaping. Once again, it's because it is that very thick fabric. However, once it's on, I do think that this feels quite comfortable. Like I could easily sit down and eat a meal in this, and I don't think I would feel completely constricted or anything. I could go to a wedding and like dance in this and it would be completely fine. Obviously it has the shorts, so you don't have to worry about chub rub, which is excellent. And this one is not squishing down my bum, which is one of my biggest pet peeves in shapewear, when it squishes your butt flat. I think things are looking really good back here. The bum is still looking juicy. How do you pee in this? I get that question every time. It does have an open gusset. If you're going to pee with this on, with the open gusset, hold the gusset open. Please make sure you hold it open, or else you will get pee on it and you will smell like pee all night. Please make sure you hold it open. Obviously, this version does have the open bust, so you can wear whatever bra you want, or no bra if you don't want to wear one. I'm just wearing the Knix Good To Go bra in the matching color, which is Sola. I love this color from Knix. I think it's really beautiful. You can see the straps on the bodysuit are nice and wide. One thing I will note, I do feel like this strap on this side in particular is ever so slightly digging into my armpit fat when I move my arms around a lot. I could see that getting slightly annoying by the end of the night. This does have adjustable straps, and in general, I do feel like this is a very well-constructed, good, sturdy piece of shapewear. Sometimes when you get those stretchier shapewear bodysuits, they do tend to fall apart like a little bit quickly because they're just that stretchy fabric. You end up like cutting a little piece of it with your nail, or a tiny piece gets a pull and then it just gets destroyed destroyed, especially along the seams. With this is feeling very, very sturdy. Definitely not something that is just going to fall apart when you're putting it on and off. Now, under a dress, it looks very good. I feel like it is smoothing out my tummy a lot. My bum is still looking good, not squashed down. The waist is looking snatched in, and it is smoothing out my hip dips a lot, which I think looks really good. And something interesting about this, with this dress in particular. So my bra straps, you can see them. This bodysuit is actually sitting perfectly where this Skims dress sits. So if I were to wear no bra or like a strapless bra or something, you would not really be able to see that I had this shapewear bodysuit on at all, which I think is really nice. And just in general, I'm feeling very snatched in and very confident in this. Definitely like how it looks. And like always, I do think it's important to compare what it looks like with the shapewear underneath compared to what it looks like without it, just so that you can really see what the shapewear is sucking in and what is just what my body looks like naturally. But that's this shapewear. Let's super quickly try on the others just so you can see what they look like. So this is what the Leakproof shaper shorts look like. Once again, these are customizable. They can be cut about this much shorter. So just a couple of inches if you want them a little bit shorter. I don't think that would make a huge difference in my opinion, but I likely would want it a little bit shorter than they are right now. One thing that I'm immediately noticing about these, because of how high they come at the top, I have like little muffin top coming out the top, which depending on what I'm wearing, I think that might actually look worse than just having my tummy sitting naturally. So I'm not the biggest fan of that, I'm not going to lie. I think it would depend what outfit I'm wearing. But these shorts obviously do not have a gusset in them because they are leak proof. They hold around 2.5 super tampons worth of liquid, which I think is awesome. That would definitely be good for me to like go to a wedding or something. However, because they don't have a gusset, you have to pull them down to go to the bathroom, and they are quite hard to get on and off. Once again, this is that very thick fabric, so just keep that in mind if you are going to wear these to like an event where you're gonna have to pee while you're there. You will have to take these on and off, and you will be like grunting and struggling a little bit in the bathroom. With these, I am also noticing I feel like my bum is a little bit compressed in them versus the shapewear bodysuit. But in general, a shaper short has never been my favorite. I just feel like I would rather have a bodysuit that's smoothing everything out versus something like this that's going to end up just leaving me with like awkward muffin top. So these ones, not my favorite, but that doesn't mean that I'll necessarily never wear them. I'm just more likely to reach for something else. And then lastly, for the shapewear, we have the thong style bodysuit. So obviously I cannot turn around. Something I thought was really interesting about this, usually when you get a thong bodysuit, it's a lot more high cut in the front. This one is not. It is coming all the way down onto my hips, almost down to my thighs from the front, even though it is still a thong at the back, which I thought was very interesting. So if you're somebody that doesn't like that high cut aspect of a thong, you might still like this. Obviously with the thong back, you're not going to have any underwear lines under stuff, but if you don't like the thong, they do have a brief version that will look identical to this from the front. It'll just be a full brief at the back instead of a thong. Now with the brief and thong bodysuits, you order them based on your bra size. But then because I have very large hips and a large bum, I decided to go up to the size large and then also still stick with my recommended bra size is usually a medium plus or a medium plus plus. So I went with the large plus plus, which just means bigger cups, so more cup space. And I do feel like that's fitting really well. I don't have any bulging or anything, and it's fitting nice and smoothly there. Now in general, this is still doing a good job of smoothing out my tummy, bringing in my waist a little bit, and I am once again sitting around 30 inches. This one is not giving me any of that like kind of digging in at the armpits. It's fitting very comfortably, and this is definitely a bodysuit that I think I will reach for. Once again, quite hard to put on. However, this one does have a clasp between the legs, which I find much more comfortable than snap buttons. It's a lot more flat. So it does have a clasp. You can just undo that, go to the bathroom, clasp it back up, put your pants back on, you're good to go. If you're just going pee, you can probably also just pull that to the side and it would be fine. So those are the different PerfectCut shapewears. You will have to let let me know down in the comment section, do you think you would actually cut the shapewears? Do you think it's worth it for you? And obviously I have to come quite close, but this is the shapewear that I have cut one length, and you can see it's already fairly low and it can still be cut 3 more lengths lower than that. Do you think you would actually wear this shapewear? Do you think you would cut it? I was definitely feeling very nervous cutting it. It worked really well. It definitely hasn't frayed at all, and I've put it on and off a couple of times since then, and I think that it looks really good. So I am pleasantly surprised with this shapewear. I would say definitely the best that Knix has released so far, and in particular I really like this version with the built-in bra. I think this will look great under a lot of my outfits. Next up we have the new Knix SculptRib pieces. So these are meant to be like everyday clothing items made of a new fabric, new technology. It's their SculptRib fabric, so a very thick ribbed fabric, and their whole kind of release around this was that you can go braless in them. The ribbed fabric has enough smoothing and support so that you will not be able to see your nips through it, so that you get a little bit of support from it and you can just wear them without a bra. Now I have a large chest. I usually wear a 34 triple D. I've recently been measured as a 34G instead. I'm somewhere in that range. Large chest, fairly small band. I definitely feel like I need a good amount of support. I don't necessarily feel like I'm getting support from this. I do feel like things are like pushed down a little bit, which feels good, and I think that it looks good. It looks fine, but things are definitely not lifted if you're expecting the lift. Things are sitting very naturally in here. So this is the bodysuit version. I also got a t-shirt version. They come in a couple different colors. So this is the bodysuit version. It is a thong style long sleeve bodysuit with a square neckline. They also have a t-shirt and a tank top, and these are the 2 different colors that all 3 come in. This bodysuit is a thong style, so once again, I will not be turning. But in general, I feel like it's a very cute design of a bodysuit. I feel like if I want to be able to wear it all day long, I personally would still need a bra. My breasts are just too heavy and it gets too uncomfortable on my back and on my neck to not wear a bra. If you're smaller chested and you're just looking for something to kind of smooth out and disguise your nips, I think this would be a great option for just going braless. So this is the SculptRib Tee. Once again, I should have mentioned I sized up to a large in both of these. Once again, based on my chest size, and even in the size large, this is still like a very skin hugging tee. So if you do not love a super bodycon t-shirt, this is maybe not the right option. Knix does also sell little modal t-shirts that are super comfy, stretchy, and not quite as tight to the body, so I would probably recommend those instead. If you like a very like tight to you, thick, ribbed tee, you will probably like these. I think this color, unfortunately, is not doing me any favors, but I could see it definitely being very cute on somebody with a deeper skin tone. And I have thrown a bra under here because in this color, I could definitely see the outline of my nips under here. Not the color of them, just like the shape that they were protruding. And I personally don't want people staring at my chest in general, especially in public. So I would need to wear a bra, at least under the lighter colors. And last but certainly not least, Knix does have a couple of new colorways for the fall and heading into holiday season. First, we have this really nice, beautiful, ultra dark flower pattern, which is called Dark Blooms. It comes in a ton of their best-selling underwears and their best-selling bras. My favorite underwear, of course, is the ultra thin Leakproof French cut. I just love the cut on these. I love how they fit. And then I got the V-neck Revolution bra. Now this is my first time trying it in a medium plus, because in the medium plus, I sometimes feel like I have a little bit of extra breast kind of just like bulging out the top. And I feel like this size is fitting much better. So if you notice that, definitely exchange for a bigger size. I think that this size is fitting great for me. They also have this dark cherry color that is gorgeous, including some shimmer options. Very pretty. And I know that they're coming up with a bunch of new PJs for Christmas. I cannot wait for those to launch. I think it'll be in November. Knix PJs are one of my favorite things on the planet Earth, so I will definitely be reviewing those. So when they come out, come back here and I will tell you all about them. And with that, thank you so much for watching this video today. I know there was a ton of info. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I'm happy to answer. And like always, thank you so much for watching this video today. I hope you have a fabulous day and that I'll see you next time. Bye!